Zombie apocalypse.
What's up guys, just Pat right here. It's been 3 years since I've uploaded Pokemon content, and my god, time flies by fast. I decided to stop the whole YouTube thing and focus on studying, and now I'm a business graduate. But of course, with the world's current state, all I've literally done so far is sit at home and... yeah. But anyways, that's not what I'm here for, considering I'm sure you read the title of the video, and really sorry about my horrible attempt at drawing a Pat Rat. A whole bunch of Pokemon games came out recently, and I obviously had no chance to play them since I was too lazy. That, and I couldn't buy a Switch since they sold out, and I forgot about them. However, I was told by some of my close friends that Ultra Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield weren't exactly the most popular of games lately. Now, as I said before, I've never had a chance to play them, so I can't make a fair judgment on them, but I hope to do so in the future. More importantly, Pokemon Direct happened recently. Recently enough anyways. You know what that means? Big Pokemon news, such as the Sinnoh remakes, the one that we've been waiting for all this time. I remember buying Pokemon Platinum, and my god, I freaking loved it. The new Pokemon, the 3D graphics, the challenge, and of course, the music. I certainly could not wait to see all of its beauty in a brand new style in an updated game which would help us relive our childhood. Hold it! I don't like it! What is this? Seriously, what is this? Like, is this an actual remake? Where are the lines on the characters? Is that guy waddling? Okay, the battle animations aren't that bad, but seriously, this looks like one of those fake ads you get on your phone for a bootleg Pokemon game. Okay, from that little tantrum, I'm sure you guys can tell what my viewpoint is on this game. It's not good. Now I know, I shouldn't be hating. It's not Game Freak that's developing this game, but a different company known as ILCA. And I gotta admit, these guys have certainly got a good reputation of games in their pockets, such as Nier Automata, Naruto Shippuden, Yakuza 0, Code Vein, and Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Damn! All of these games are definitely top-notch for their category, and now they're tasked with helping us relive that experience we had in 2006. But for real, how on earth do we go from this to this? I'll probably get used to the chibi art style in time, but a new game means new opportunities for us all. So who knows, ILCA might bring something new to the table that can make them stand out in comparison to all the previous games we've been playing. I know they're trying to stay faithful to the original game, but I do have some ideas on what I would want to see from this remake. And so, I bring to you a top 25 Sinnoh Remake wish list. Now who knows, maybe ILCA or Game Freak will view this and might get a few ideas, but then again, this is mostly a wish list that I would like to see in the game. I will be honest, I will be nitpicking a lot of the minor details before heading towards the bigger ideas, so who knows, maybe you'll agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. Number 25. We're starting off this list with the most minor of detail, the lines on the characters. Now I'm no artist or game developer as you can clearly see, however the saturation of the characters really make them look a little weird. Is that supposed to be her nose? And Barry in particular, since the color of his hair and his skin are so similar, I had to take a second glance before I could tell the two apart. I mean, Barry from Pokemon Masters looks pretty good, he has lines! Even some of the people on the internet have done their own little tweaks, and they look so much better now. Seriously, just adding some lines can go a long way for these character designs. Number 24. Once again, another minor detail. This one's a bit of a joke and a little serious. Please, ILCA, please make sure you do not keep the speed from Diamond and Pearl. All the people who played those games know my pain when we had to spend years just for the health bar to decrease. Honestly, at times, it felt really worrying when I was battling and I wasn't even able to tell whether or not if my Pokemon were going to survive or faint. And it's not just the health decrease either. Surfing, oh lord, the speed of surfing in Diamond and Pearl made Emerald look like I was on a Sharpedo. Now mind you, they did fix this minor issue in Platinum, but I do hope they make sure to address this little issue for the remake. Number 23. This is certainly never gonna happen, but hey, a guy can dream. A bit more expressive characters. This is more so what I want than what the game actually needs, but are we not at the age where our characters can show even the tiniest bit of concern for what they're about to confront? I mean, in Oraz, our character is literally staring down Primal Groudon or Kyogre like they found another random Pokemon. These Pokemon can cause an eternal drought or flood, and they're in their primal form. What did our character do? Smile. I don't know if it was because of their bravery or excitement, but it would have been nice to see some expression from our characters, you know? At least it would have made them feel a bit more realistic than just a paper doll with no emotions. I mean, in Sun and Moon, plenty of characters got to show off their facial features, so why can't we? Once again, a minor detail, but I think it would make a huge difference. Number 22. Now we can actually get to the game stuff. I'm 100% sure that all of us Pokemon players can agree with this one. Please, for the love of God, give us more than 2 fire types. Honestly, I love Infernape and Rapidash as much as the next guy, but gosh darn it, was the original seriously lacking in fire types. Now, as I said before, ILCA are definitely trying to keep the spirit of the original game in this remake, but I seriously hope that the newer generation of Pokemon will also be available down the line, because I seriously can't stand the idea that I have to pick a fire starter just to have a fire Pokemon in my team. The point of Pokemon is to, quote-unquote, catch 'em all, which has literally been impossible in the latest games unless you pay for DLC, and even then we wouldn't be able to acquire them, but a little more variety would definitely be appreciated. Number 21. The minimalization of HMs. Now, they've been a core part of the Pokemon series since the first game, a necessity to complete simple puzzles and to progress through the game. However, recent games made it so that they weren't mandatory to teach to Pokemon. You know, with examples such as Charizard flying, Sharpedo surfing, and Rhydon riding, etc, etc. And if I remember correctly, Sinnoh had 8 HMs. Thankfully, most of which could be learned by Bibarel, but it was a pain in the booty to keep going back and getting him from the PC or just leaving a slot for him in the team. Now, I do hope they won't become a thing that we have to focus on too much in this new game. I actually liked how in Oraz we could just summon Latios or Latias to control where we flew instead, so it would be really great if ILCA could add their own mechanic with Pokemon to deal with the HMs instead. Number 20. This is not going to be one of the features that most people will look forward to, but man, I had a blast cooking puffins. It felt like its own little cooking mama in Pokemon. Stir too slow and it's gonna burn. Stir too quickly and oh, you spilt it. And it was more than just simply making puffins. A lot of things had to be carefully thought out as well, such as the berry you would use, its flavor, level, and smoothness, so it was definitely a useful mechanic, especially since there were several Pokemon which evolved through happiness, or friendship, whichever you prefer to call it. I know it's not going to be the same with the Switch, but hot dang, that little minigame was genuinely fun. And to follow along with this, number 19. What were the puffins used for besides increasing happiness? To improve the stats of the Pokemon, of course, their talent stats. This was important for the Pokemon Beauty Contest. Now, we had Pokemon contests in Auras as well, and no joke, they captured the enjoyment of the original perfectly. In fact, they even enhanced it further with the inclusion of Mega Special moves to see your amazing Pokemon transform into their Mega, if possible, and show off their amazing talent. In the Diamond and Pearl games, they enhanced it even further by allowing you to accessorize your Pokemon, and they included a Match the Beat minigame, which was really fun. And finally, we had the talent competitions where the Pokemon could show off their moves. As a side activity, I spent way too much time on these trying to collect all the ribbons, but I will admit, it was one I really do hope that they'll bring back in the remake, similar to Oraz. Number 18. We've already seen this in the trailer and I couldn't be more excited, but I hope they bring back the old underground. In the Diamond and Pearl games, it was super fun to go underground and dig on the wall and hunt for some random items, be it fossils, shards, gems, stones, and even heart scales. That was super fun, but another activity I enjoyed was making the underground bases once you received the Digger Drill in Eterna City. In the original game, we were limited to 15 items, and that was after upgrading the flag, but I liked how we can design the base ourselves and invite other players to come along as well. I think this would be a neat idea to have more interaction with the players and to give more creative freedom to the players as well. I doubt it will be at the level of something like Animal Crossing, but since we're not going to be getting any kind of clothing options, I'm assuming, this could be a way to make it up. Number 17. The return of the Pokémon app. This thing may have been an exclusive to the Sinnoh region, but my god, this thing was super handy. Just looking at the trailer, the clown who normally gave you this item is back in the original spot, which is both good news and bad news. Good news that we might be getting this item, Bad news that it looks like it's more of a remaster than a remake. But anyways, it's not even just the fact that it works as a watch, it had so many fantastic features which were really useful in the game as well. A calculator, a memo pad, a pedometer, friendship checker, dowsing machine, berry searcher, daycare checker, Pokemon history, a counter, analog watch, marking map, link searcher, coin toss, move tester, calendar, dot artist, roulette, trainer counter, kitchen timer, color changer, matchup changer, stopwatch, and an alarm clock. Wow, how on earth did we survive without this thing in the future games? Seriously, it's got such an amazing feature, some of which needed to be downloaded via the Nintendo of it, but nonetheless, it's still amazing. I know we obviously don't have a second screen on the Switch, but I do hope ILCA will find a creative way to implement this feature on the Switch. Number 16, another mechanic which was kind of tossed aside in the later games but I feel as though will be important for this region is growing berries. This was a simple idea, but having the ability to go to a dirt patch, plant a berry, and water the ground is such a good fun mechanic. I would really rather not shake trees just to push my luck with these berries and would prefer to grow them myself. Now I know we've seen some dirt patches outside Floramora town, which is a really good indication, meaning that we might see this feature again, but there's no promises until we see it in the real deal. Number 15, an expanded Amity Square. It's a real shame that a memorable feature from Heart Gold and Soul Silver was only down to 20 Pokemon in this tiny area in the Sinnoh region. I really do hope we'll have a chance to make this a bigger area with more than 20 Pokemon to hang out with. And who knows, maybe this could be an area where you can meet up with other players in hopes of trading and battling as well. In Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, we even got to ride so many Pokemon and had them follow us, so I really do hope that this will at least be an area where we can see more Pokemon come out and follow us as well. Number 14. I probably shouldn't even bother having this on the list, but it's still worth mentioning. I absolutely loved the lore and world building of the Sinnoh region. From the get-go when you met Cyrus at the Lake Verity, well, in Platinum, in Diamond and Pearl you actually see Professor and Lucas or Dawn, depending on which gender you picked. You know you were in for a deep story. I still think that the story of Black and White was better, but nonetheless, the way Diamond and Pearl had led its story and kept referring to the lore of the legendaries in the Cannibal City, I really enjoyed it. Oras did a good job of trying to focus the main story while introducing us to a new form for Groudon and Kyogre as well, so I hope they'll do the same for Dialga and Palkia as well. In fact, for the people who played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of the Sky, they had already been introduced to a primal Dialga way before Oras, so I really think it would be a good idea if they bring something like that back into the story and made it so that it works in with a new remake. Number 13. I'm not even going to say anything for this next part and let the clip do its thing. Please make sure that the music is still as good as it was before. Hoenn had its trumpets, but Sinnoh had the piano, and my god did they have some of the most calming OST ever in a Pokemon game. I know their job is to enhance gameplay and all, but one of the most memorable and loving parts of the Diamond and Pearl games were the music. I know every gen has its own type of music that would get everyone hyped up for a good time. Hell, Sword and Shield had some great music too. But with the gentle music of the Sinnoh region, if you can improve on the music, then by all means, more power to you, ILCA. Number 12, the Platinum Regional Dex. Now I know that everybody managed to catch this in the trailer, and I showed it in the earlier parts of the video, but Porygon Z was not in the original Sinnoh Dex, but only available in the Platinum Dex. I think. It's been a while since I played them, but anyways, as you'd imagine, the Platinum Pokédex had a much larger variety of Pokemon to collect before getting the National Dex. There was an inclusion of 59 more Pokemon, and the inner completionist in me is demanding that the number will increase and we will have access to more Pokemon from newer regions this time. Number 11. Battle modes. I do hope they keep the different types of battle modes in this game too. For those of you who don't get what I'm talking about, I'm talking double, triple, and rotation battles. Seriously, it has to be there. I did a check online and I found out that Sword and Shield did not have this feature, which stinks. It was definitely a fresh concept in Unova, and I spent hours upon hours battling my friends and other people online. I know to some it's pretty boring compared to the regular battle system, but I love that added layer of complexity you had to face when making decisions. Pokemon at the end of the day is an RPG with a hint of strategy, collectathon, and cooking, so I really do hope this mode will return in the remake. I mean, Oras had it, so why not Diamond and Pearl? Number 10. Okay, time for the top 10, folks. Alright, this one is a real stretch. Now, I know this may be specific to the Alolan and the Galar region, but I feel as though now is the time to introduce to us some Sinnoh forms. Okay, look, I don't know. But similar to the previous games, I believe that revisiting an old region might come with a chance to discover some old Pokemon and see them in a new form, exclusive to Sinnoh. I already did a video about forms for Alola, and I was dead wrong with all of them. But anyways, it's just simply an idea that they could use to get more fire types in the region as well. Imagine if we were able to see the original Pokemon change to adapt to the new environments of Sinnoh. Number 9. Do you guys remember the Battle Zone area in Pokemon Platinum? Up on the north side of the map, the route there was a special area where players could get access to Pokemon which could not normally be acquired in that region. To name a few, we had the Rattata line, the Spearow line, Mankeys, and Makuhita, to name a few. So why not make it so that in that area in particular, players would be able to catch a whole range of Pokemon from different regions. I'm talking Unova, Kalos, Alolan, and Galarian. Heck, different factors such as the time of the day, the weather, and the seasons can also change which regional Pokemon could show up. But even so, it would be a great way to allow players to get some newer Pokemon in that region. Number 8. Do you guys remember the Pal Park? The location you go to after becoming the champion to collect all your migrated Pokemons from the Game Boy games. A fun activity to enjoy instead of just simply transferring Pokemon. It was a lot of fun for its own mechanic. Black and White had something similar, like hit the Pokemon with the Pokeball minigame, which was really fun too, but obviously in the new games, we won't be able to migrate Pokemon from the Game Boy cartridges anymore, so instead, what if we transformed it into a free area, where we could have Pokemon actually come out of the bushes and be obtained by either walking towards them or interacting with them. Like, it could be a gamble where, like, you know, it could be like a certain time of day, a specific time, a specific Pokemon would appear, such as a Larvitar or a Feebas. All those kinds of things, similar to, as I mentioned previously before, could depend on what Pokemon could show up. Number 7. Do you remember the post-story of Oras, the Delta episode? Yeah. That was freaking awesome. We got to see a new character, hear some awesome music, and see freaking Mega, Rayquaza, and Deoxys. And it was amazing. Sinnoh has some of the best legendaries, so why not give these legendaries something special too? Maybe Darkrai, a Nightmare episode, and you have to work with Cresselia, go fight Giratina with the assistance of Arceus, or what about Shaman as well? The point is, an added story would allow for a great opportunity to show off all the legendaries in a new light, and possibly give them a new form or a Mega Evolution as well. Number 6. With the mentioning of legendaries, please bring back the beautiful world of the Distortion world. Seriously, that world was freaking trippy as heck for me as a kid. I got lost for hours. Now, if they focus purely on Dialga and Palkia, then it probably won't make too much sense, but perhaps as a post-game content, it can be a great idea to expand upon the ideals of Team Galactic and bring back a fan-favorite character, the Looker. This area was definitely expanded upon in the Platinum as a part of its main storyline, but it definitely showed what was possible during the DS era of games and pushed them to the limit, and heck, maybe you could even use it just to catch Giratina even. Number 5. Okay, I have no freaking idea how we moved up the line of Pokemon games, and yet we keep leaving so many of the gameplay mechanics behind. Where the flim-flam was Mega Evolution and Z-moves in Sword and Shield. Sure, they introduced Dynamax in the game, another cool feature, but just to take the focus away from the previous games and not wanting to deal with the balancing issues, that's not a valid reason, that's an excuse. Oras took responsibility of this new mechanic and implemented them to their new starters and some of their Pokemon, which I will forever be grateful for. Mega Blaziken is my favorite, and so I feel as though a return of Z-moves and Mega Evolution is definitely needed. There's no point in creating something beautiful only for it to be lost in time and never be seen again. If you give us something good, we want more of it. Now, I know some people will appreciate the disappearances of Mega and Z-moves, but hey, this is my list, so you know. Number 4. different modes. Do you guys remember that funny little feature in Black and White 2? Upon beating the game and defeating the champion, you get access to the easy mode and challenge mode in Black and White 2 respectively. Luckily for me, I had White 2, meaning I got to enjoy the more difficult version of the game and actually got to face a challenge. Gym leaders and Elite Four members had an extra Pokemon, better movesets, held items, and an increased IV of 30. I feel as though recent Pokemon games have become too easy with the EXP share giving all of the Pokemon in your team EXP. Don't even get me started on X and Y. Those games were practically holding your hand through the entire time and giving you 2 starters and a Snorlax. I mean, it was still a good game, but still. I feel as though the option to increase the challenge in itself is a good addition to the game and definitely a welcome feature for this remake. At least make it so that it's not as easy as the past games. Number 3, the resort area. Oh yes, the city that enjoys attracting trainers who know how to have a fun time aside from battling. Do you also remember how we got the villa in the platinum version? And every day, champions and gym leaders will come by to have fun and battle you. Yeah, I want that back. Why just limit it to the Sinnoh leaders? In Sun and Moon, we had a red and blue come back even though it was just for the battle frontier. So why not have some more cameos from the previous regions for fun? Number 2, an upgraded online plaza. Pokemon Platinum had one of the best online services for players to meet up, battle, and trade, not to mention the minigames such as poffin making by throwing berries into a swallow's mouth, do surveys, Wobbuffet pop, and many more, but we haven't had something that nice since ever, if I remember correctly. I mean, the later games tried to find a different method of trying to make it so that player interactions would be a lot easier, but trust me, they were not as good as the golden days of Pokemon Platinum. Number 1. Game Freak, you've been teasing us about this for years, and time after time you've let us down completely, and so it's time for us to hold our head high and pray that Ilka will pick up the slack and give us fans what we've been dreaming of. Battle Frontier. Oh my god, this was the mother of all post-game content in a Pokemon game, and I swear to god, I'm still upset at the newer versions of their so-called Battle Frontier. This was the type of battle which didn't just revolve around having higher level Pokemon and the type advantage. I mean, kind of, but it was all about your luck, your power to think, your tactics and determinations. This was literally a challenge to make you think on your feet because you had to climb every step of the way, and the games were ruthless. They weren't going to go easy on you and at times make it unfair by intentionally having type advantage over your Pokemon, but that's what made it more fun. It was literally a challenge. It wasn't going to be easy. People actually had to think carefully about their every move and try to make their way to the top. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed my returning video to YouTube. I still got a lot to improve upon to make sure I can deliver better quality videos for your enjoyment, so I hope you guys will stick around for them. I've got several types of videos planned for this channel, but I hope I'll be able to keep my head up high and focus on working on them so I won't let you guys down. But that's enough for me blabbering. I'll catch you guys next time.